is base camp. It's where everything happens. It's where we congregate. It's where the meetings happen. It's where life is happening. It's where ideas flourish. This is the mothership right here. This record inspires me because it's the fruit of our labor. You know what I mean? It's like you can see, you know, the ideas come to fruition in this place. You know what I mean? And it's just a creative environment for everybody. We can come in here, we can plan, we can think, we can cast vision, and it's just a family environment. We look at ourselves as an independent label. I mean, you know, I may have my own situation going on, but Reach in and of itself is, you know, functions independently, and yeah, and it's a family. For me, I'm the sum total of my experiences. You know, you don't write good breakup songs until you break up with somebody. You don't write good love songs until you fall in love. And I think for me, my creative process starts with experience. It just depends on what it is or where I'm at. Like I may get on a subway or Atlanta has the MARTA train and just throw my hoodie on and just be amongst the people and be inspired. You know, just seeing a mother struggling with the groceries and the kids and just trying to make it happen, and it just triggers something in you, inspired to write. And that is usually where my inspiration is gonna come from. If it's storytelling, if it's something, if I'm focused on the lyricism, then I'm just writing. I don't even need a beat. And then, you know, I always run it through people, every time. You know, every song is meant to be written, not every song is meant to be heard. I used to feel a lot of pressure. There's a broader Christian culture, and you want to kind of fit into that, so to speak. And it's like that with everything, every culture, ethnicities. There's a broader Black culture, right? Like there's certain things that are just applicable in general, so you don't want to move too far out of those boundaries, or you'll be like, kind of like, what is he doing? I didn't grow up in church. I didn't grow up on gospel music or contemporary Christian. I just don't know it. You know, I just knew rap, and then I met God. And it was like, all right, God, how does rap and God work together? I don't know what this even looks like, but hip hop is my culture. And so what I did was I just initially started trying to cater to broader Christian culture. Then eventually I was like, yo, I'm a rap dude. You know, I'm a hip hop dude. But then I just got comfortable in my own skin, and I said, you know what, man, I'm not here to please people. I'm here to be honest and to follow the path that I feel like God has put me on. And I always say, if you live for people's acceptance, you die from their rejection. And I did my mixtape Church Clothes with Don Cannon in like 2011. And I think that was my first step toward being myself. It was kind of like, well, it's a mixtape. It's just a little something. I'm gonna throw this out here to see. I want to rap on Ninth Wonder beats, so I'm gonna do it. People accepted it, and from then it's just been a progressive move. I say it's really trying to be doctrinally or, you know, conservative, but culturally liberal. I'm definitely a Christian, and I hold to a lot of the, you know, essential doctrines of Christianity or whatnot, but at the same time, the rules that the culture puts on artists and music, I don't subscribe to those. So there'll always be some tension there. Hindsight's 20/20. When you are learning and growing and you are experiencing everything, sometimes you don't realize how it's impacting you until you get on the other side of it, right? And I'm a product of a mother who was very socially active and you know, product of the civil rights. I didn't know what she was teaching me until way later. You know, it didn't click for me. I didn't get those examples. I visited 1 million prisons over the course of my career. It didn't dawn on me that this was, you know, a form of slavery, you know what I'm saying, until later. And now it's like, oh my gosh. So I do have some memories, and I do have some thoughts on meeting people and talking to people that stick with me in light of all of that. But I think the biggest thing is a mentor of mine, his name is Carl Ellis. He told me that, you know, a lot of times people, specifically like, you know, people of faith, have a strong A side where they have all these deep thoughts about God and who God is and what the Bible says and so on and so forth, and they have a weak B-side, and that B-side is how to treat people and how to interact with people, and they don't know how these two work together. And I never wanted to be that person that was all this and none of this. I wanted there to be a healthy tension with both. I think we've had models. You know, a lot of times I feel like people think we're trying to reinvent the wheel, and we don't have to do that. You know, you got Carter G. Woodson, the miseducation of the Negro, right? Like he was a Christian man who functioned off of Christian principles that were very valuable and necessary to transform society. If you go back and read that book now, you know, you can learn how his values and the things that he, you know, pulled from his faith were effective on society. Martin Luther King, you know, just the whole concept. You know, some people thought he was passive, but I thought it's really revolutionary for me to be nonviolent. You know, that was revolutionary in my opinion, because if somebody punched you in the face, the knee-jerk reaction is to fight back. So it's revolutionary to say, yo, let's do this a different way, and let's make sure the cameras are watching. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just thoughtful, you know, it's things along those lines. So I think when you want to see change, man, you got publicity, you got policy, you got programs, right? And publicity, sometimes social media is a form of publicity. You know, it's a form of getting the word out and making sure people understand what's going on. It's sending the link so somebody knows where to donate or anything along those, you know what I mean? It's a form of publicity, but publicity can't be it all. Then you have policy, where you can change policies with petitions and you know, different things along those lines that help people understand that they need to vote and how they need to vote. And there's text messages that you can send to your local, you know, congressman or whatnot. And people need to realize that policy matters. And then you got programs. And I feel like programs is, you know, volunteering at the juvenile detention centers and teaching these kids a different way, creating sports activities and boys and girls clubs and hiring people and creating, you know, job opportunities and infrastructures in the community. Like, all of that stuff brings about change. So it's not just one aspect of it, it's all of it combined that I really think people have to get their hands wrapped up in. Yeah, man, I mean, you know, it's easy to make a post, it's hard to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So you can tweet that. At this stage of my life, man, I really don't care. You know, I'm just being honest. Like, at this stage of my life, I really don't care. I'm not, like, it was probably a time in my life where I was concerned about what everybody thought and how am I doing at this and how am I doing at that. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like, man, you know, I can judge myself as best as I possibly can, but even I see dimly, I don't see it all clearly, but God is the ultimate judge, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do the best that I can with the days that I got on this planet. And not really care too much about, you know, how everybody else perceives it or what. I mean, you know, obviously the people who know me and love me and care about me and invested in me, their thoughts matter, but the rest of the world, man, I'm like, man, everybody got an opinion, you know what I mean?